everyone. Welcome to today's talent show, where you will meet the people that power TTEC. I'm Rebecca. I will be your host for today's episode. Again, welcome back. If you have been a part of the talent show before, we appreciate you being a part of our conversation. And if today is your first day stopping by, thank you very much. We know that you have many ways that you could be spending your time. So we appreciate you joining us and spending a bit of your day or your evening with us as well. Today, we want to share a little bit of the secrets behind building successful teams. The topic is recognition and how and why it's important to build and foster a culture of recognition to build successful teams and to create an amazing employee engagement experience. Today's leader that will be joining us will offer his expertise on the subject, give us a little bit of insight and things that we can all take away and apply immediately in our day-to-day lives as leaders and as members of a team. But first, let's meet you. I can see people are dropping in the chat where they are joining us from around the world, and we love it. It's a great opportunity for you to meet people all the way across the globe or maybe in your neck of the woods. So please feel free to keep dropping in the chat where you're joining us from today. Hello, Nancy. Hello, Vipul, Marissa, Jana. Welcome to today's show. We appreciate you all dropping by. And again, we know that your time is valuable. So it's going to be a fun conversation today with our guest, and we're going to be able to share a lot of things that you can take away and apply immediately in your career. So before we get started on that, just wanted to share a big thank you to everyone at TTEC who participated in a phenomenal customer service week last week. It was amazing to see the stories of the power of CX and how you make a difference in everyday lives of customers around the world. We'll be dropping a blog that if you all would come in and check it out to see what some of the stories are about how our frontline associates really impact customer experiences around the world. So thank you everyone for participating in an amazing customer service week. So back to today's episode, our guest is not only going to share some insight into the importance of building a culture and nurturing a culture of recognition, but what is his personal why and how he has flexed his muscle to create a better engaged team as well as help influence his family life as well. So without further ado, let's bring on today's guest, Alex Scott. He is he's a military spouse, which is an incredibly important part of his life. And we thank him and his wife for their service. Also has been in sales for over 12 years, has been with TTEC, started in sales, and is now leading a global team. So Alex, welcome to today's show.
Thanks for having me, Rebecca. Excited to be here. I know we had some times to talk, and we're talking about recognition, but I love what you do with the show, and I think it's an amazing piece for everybody out here. So I'm excited to get to share some of my insights with everybody.
Oh, thanks, Alex. And I know you're a fellow Phoenician, so it's always great to talk to somebody who's from my neck of the woods too. And Alex, one of my favorite things about the talent show is the opportunity to meet new people. So while you and I have crossed paths on LinkedIn, it's super cool to connect. What would it be? Hashtag I in real life. So it's great to see you here today. I know I gave everybody just a really brief intro into you, but you can share your story better than anybody else. So would you share a little bit more with us about you and your time here at TTEC?
Yeah, absolutely. So I actually started out, as you said, I've been in sales leadership for over 12 years. I've actually been in sales almost my entire life. The more I think about it, right, of being raised by family that had small businesses. My mom was a realtor. I used to drive people around on a golf cart at open houses, so they could go and kind of see the homes and help out. So I never really understood that I was part of that sales process or a small piece of that funnel, right, or used in that piece. But I've been at TTEC for 4 years. I've been in sales for quite some time. I've got a background in sociology, and for me, as I kind of went through school, I was in a sales job going to school, and I realized that I could make more money doing sales and still working with people. And so this is kind of the career path that I chose. Um, Always going to the office with my family had kind of helped me to want to help other people and learning more about this. And this is where I'm at today. Now I'm at TTEC, and really excited to be here and getting to work with some of the amazing leaders that we have and the teams that we have here at TTEC has been great, not only for my growth, but the growth of the people that we work with as well.
Ironically, Alex, my degree was in sociology as well, and it was all about working with people too. So I think we both found our paths maybe in a different way than than we originally thought we were going to go down. Also, just wanted to throw out over to the audience. Hello, Mustafa from Palestine, Mahendra from India. We have Christopher from Detroit-ish. So that is, I'm not quite sure where you are around there. And we also have Donna joining us from Arizona. Welcome back, Donna. We know that you join us quite often, and we appreciate you being here. So, Alex, TTEC, we have 65,000 people around the globe, probably so many amazing reasons to come and work here and be a part of our team. But you had a couple of really great insights about what you think makes TTEC a great place to grow your career and especially in sales. Could you share a little bit more about that with us today?
Yeah, I've got kind of a unique view, right? So for most of you that don't know, right, we're a business process outsourcing center, one of the largest in the world, and so we have plenty of clients that we deal with, which typically for us allows us to to understand more about different types of businesses, verticals, things like that. And for me, my personal view, and something that I've learned from my leadership is, why work with one when you can work with many, right? And so what that truly means is we're working with some of the best companies in the world, the Fortune 500 companies. We're working with the top. We're deploying solutions. We're learning how to accelerate their business. We're learning best practices and sharing best practices, which then allow us to deploy our best practices across other clients, as well as learning the ins and outs, so we can jump into all aspects of the business. The other aspect that I really appreciate about TTEC is that we're all one big kind of like one big trust, like brain trust here. And for me, if I need help with anything, there's no ego involved. I can go and I can tap anybody on the shoulder and ask a question, and I get the answer, right? And if they don't know the answer, they'll help point me into that direction that we need to go. And I can really appreciate that coming from being within different cultures and different organizations. I think being able to tap on somebody's shoulder and say, "Hey, I need help with this," and they know the answer and they're willing to help you, I think it makes a huge difference. So not only do you get to accelerate your growth and your learning because you're working with so many different best practices, so many different clients, but you're also at the same time building your team, building your connections, and building your brand within the organization to help drive your career as well.
I think that's one of the favorite parts of what I have is that here at TTEC is that you can go to anybody and they will help you. Like you said, even if they don't know the answer themselves, they're going to connect you with somebody to help you get that answer. And that breadth and depth of clients that we have, I've learned everything from healthcare to financial services to all of the up and coming brands as well. And so it is a really cool part of being here at TTEC. And I know we're going to talk a lot more about recognition here in a minute, but in today's day and age, if we didn't talk about AI, we would be missing out on a big part of the conversation. So, one of the things that you and I were talking about is how you believe AI is going to empower salespeople even more in their career. So, before we touch upon your passion of helping to build a culture of recognition, can we just dabble a little bit in your thoughts on AI and supporting sales careers?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think AI is fantastic, right? And I think not to rip a page out of our founder, our owner's book of Ken Tuckman, but AI is only good if we're already optimizing the sales cycle, our sales, our sales tactics and all of that. So I don't believe, for me, AI won't be replacing sales positions. We'll always need people that provide care and the great support, and AI can assist with the technology and the talent, but we need the great people first to be able to do that. AI is not a plug in and succeed solution. You're always going to need people to drive that. So it's a great question, and thanks for bringing that up, Rebecca.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's on top of mind for people, and I really loved how you shared that talent plus technology is what's going to help us to continue to grow our careers as well as create better customer experiences. Just want to go over to the chat for a minute and say hello to Shelly from Chicago and Jennifer from Manila, Philippines. Good evening to you as well. And Rajagopal, good evening to you also. Thank you for joining us, everyone, for today's episode. We do want to kick it back over to the audience as we switch gears into today's topic that I know Alex is going to fire us up and ignite us all to become champions of recognition here in a minute. But we wanted to ask you, what have been either your favorite moments of when you've received recognition or when you've given recognition? Because it could be both, the same side of the coin. It can be just as great, just like mentorship, to be a mentor as it is to receive the mentorship. So we'd love to hear from you. What has been one of your favorite ways you've been recognized, or people have recognized you as well? So that being said, Alex, let's switch gears as people are dropping that into the chat. As I said, you're going to help fire us up with today's goal of really understanding one of these reasons for success for building engaging and engaged teams as well. What do you think is important to humans to be recognized? Why is that something that we crave?
Yeah, I think it's a great question. First and foremost, not to not answer it directly, I think culture in an organization and culture on a team is probably a number one priority, right? For me, I kind of, when you and I talked, you asked, do I have any mottos? Do I live by? And I've got all these cliches, but one of them is culture, development, and accountability. And I think for us as humans, right, the recognition is important because it lets us know where we stand, right? It helps people understand where they're at, not only in their, in their job, but also in their life. It's important because it helps people feel good. Without that, the days get mundane and people become disengaged. And of course, like everybody, people like financial recognition, but people also want to know that you care about them and that they're doing well. And even if they're not doing well, how are you supporting them? And that's the culture piece that I think is also important as well. And I would say, it's even harder in a remote world to motivate people. And some of the things that motivate people are money, right? The people they work with, development, career progression, and is it really, do I have meaning in my job? And as a leader, our job is to lean in and really help them to not only feel recognized, but also help them with their development, drive them to the next step in their career. And no matter what that is, if that means, hey, I want to just be in business development the rest of my life, great. Let's talk about it. Let's work through a plan. If I want to move up the ladder, like, how do we do that? And all of that comes with recognition and accountability. And all that is started through culture, right? And as a leader, we're responsible for setting the tone and driving a culture of excellence.
Oh, Alex, that reminds me, you mentioned a book that you share with all of your
I did.
mentors. And do you mind sharing what that book is in
No, I
case
don't.
our audience would love to hear about it?
I don't mind at all. So all of my leaders that work with me, one of the first things that I usually do or typically do is we talk about one assignment, right? And that assignment is to either read a book or Audible the book. And if you don't have Audible, I give it to you for free, right? I send you a credit and give it to you for free. But it's called Extreme Ownership, right? And it's written by two Navy SEALs, Leaf and Jocko, right? Leaf Babin, Jocko Willing. And I think it changed my entire perspective on not only accountability, but just the way I look at myself as a leader and how everything really is top down, right? And that propelled the culture aspect for me to really um, like look deep at myself and go, am I doing everything that I need to be doing to drive a culture of excellence? Am I recognizing my people? Am I holding my people accountable? Am I doing all the right actions as a leader to drive this culture of excellence within a team?
And that leads perfectly into my next question, which is, so there's so many levers you could pull as a leader or as a team member to help create engagement. What is your personal reason why recognition resonates with you the most? Why is it where you're kind of putting your stake in the ground and wanting to nurture a culture of recognition?
Yeah, I think as a leader, for me, there's so many different things, right? And I've been recognized along my career, along the way, and I think those are things. Those are the feel goods, right? That let you kind of know where you stand. For me, I'm trying to set an example for my kids, right? Like my personal why around all of this is I'd like to set an example for my kids. You know, for them to be able to see what hard work looks like. My wife's in the military. It's not an easy feat being a military spouse, believe it or not. Like shoe on the other foot. I was in the military. I'm all about setting the pace, right? I went to school. When I had my daughter, I went and got my degree to make sure that like these are the things that we need to do, the building blocks here on how I would view success for myself, right? And for me, like I'm a I'm a people person, right? I think it for everything, it's everything to work with people, teach them, show them, put them in a position to win, and I owe that to my team, right? It's the same thing. I owe it to my children to show them, what I would expect or what's expected of them, and so for me, working with the BDR group, it's all about developing people, whether they want to be the best BDRs, they want to continue to grow through the company. Everybody here at TTEC shares that culture. And it's a big part of our culture of recognition here, and a big part of what we do for recognition across TTEC, which is our Platinum Club, right? And our Platinum Club, it's funny. I see Donna's in here. Like our team, you want to talk about recognition? That team deserves recognition. It's not an easy feat to go and put, a program together to recognize people globally around TTEC. And you stated earlier, we've got over 65,000 employees, and imagine somebody putting together a program. It's excellent. We've got not to call on Donna again, but she put it, T-Tech's Magic Makers trip to Disney World in Orlando, Florida in March. Like that's huge. It's amazing what we do from a recognition standpoint, from a Platinum Club standpoint, now how we recognize our leaders, our agents, our support people, right? Like we have such an amazing culture here at T-Tech, and it's what keeps us here, right? It's the fun part of being at T-Tech.
And I love it. I think we need to bring on some of those Platinum Club winners in 2024. What do you think, Alex?
I think that would be an amazing idea, because then you get to hear it from the employee perspective on, like, not just from the leadership, right? Of saying, hey, this is great. You actually get to hear the point of view from our winners. I think it's an amazing idea.
All right, let's plan for it. Donna, if you're still out there, let's do it. Let's bring on some Platinum Club winners to the talent show in 2024. Hey, Sarah, joining us from Canada. We appreciate you coming by today. Hello, Tremaine. I'm not sure where you are from in the world, but thank you for joining us from wherever you are. We really appreciate it. So, Alex, it's a busy world. It's fast-paced everywhere. Things are moving a mile a minute. We were just talking before, we've got phones, we've got Teams, we've got dings, all the time. So how do we, if we're already doing recognition, how do we elevate it? If we're not doing it and we wish we could be doing a better job at it, how do we really start to flex our recognition? So give us some things that we can walk away and start to implement in our careers here today.
Yeah, I think it's a great question. For us, for us, right? It needs to be a priority in your day as a leader. It needs to be part of your touch base in the morning when you say hello, right? It's something that's on your mind when we're looking at performance, for especially in sales, right? When we're looking at performance from a previous day. How are we recognizing our people? from the previous day, and touching on that starts their day off right. It needs to be made a part of your one-on-ones and your coaching action plans, right? Your weekly talks and the talks that we have with our team. It starts with our huddles that we have with our team, right? And for us, it's a weekly basis, if not a daily basis, because at the end of the day, the most important part of all of this is our people. A frontline rep is the most important part of all of our teams. And I think, that falls off at some levels for other organizations, but I haven't seen that so much here, where we really, really relish in the success of our teams and really want to dive in and recognize those people for all the hard work. And it's one value that I have that I won't budge on, that I think is huge, is that we're constantly making it a priority to talk about recognition and drive a culture of recognition within our teams.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that piece too, because it is something, we were talking about flexing the muscle, and muscles need habits, right? You need the habit to go exercise, to get to the gym, to make walking a part of your everyday. And so how are you stacking it into your day already? Like you said, you're already doing your huddles, you're already doing coaching meetings. So how do you just layer and stack that in, so that you can really build it as part of your day to day or your week to week, whatever it may be. And in a remote world, especially, it is even more challenging. I just wanted to give a shout out to our audience. Rosa, thank you for sharing that earning a Signature Service Award for Outstanding Leadership from Northern Trust was a highlight of your career. I appreciated the recognition for my hard work and dedication. And I think that speaks to everything you just said, Alex, the importance of it being really integrated into the day-to-day so that people can feel that that's a highlight of their career. It was great. I got a chance to meet Donna at, hey Donna, Donna's back again, to meet Donna at Magic Makers and all of the people around the globe that were recognized as a part of their service and their commitment here at TTEC. So those are all things that build lifetime memories and even further engagement. Also want to say hello to Travis. Thank you for dropping in today. Justine is a remote worker, I think from Alabama. And Tremaine came back and shared that you are out of Chesapeake, Virginia. So thank you very much. Everyone, we're rounding out our show here today, but as Alex mentioned a little bit ago, we always like to leave our guests here today with the opportunity to share either their personal philosophy or their motto or how they would pay career advice forward. So I think you're going to want to listen up and really hear the message that Alex has here today. So Alex, share with us your philosophy.
Yeah, you got it. I think when we talked, I think the one big thing when you asked if I had a motto is really everything we do today is really for tomorrow. And if you guys take anything away from this, I think this is one of the most important pieces, because we work at the end of today. Most of us don't walk into an office and grab a paycheck and go cash it, and that was it, right? Everything that we're doing today sets up our future for tomorrow. It's the same reason why my why is, go to school, get all of these ducks in a row to not only for myself, but to show my children the future of my tomorrow, right? On what I would expect and what I want for them. And I think this is one of the most important things is, we're not doing things for yesterday or today, but every day, every moment counts. We're building for our future. It's all about building the relationships and making sure we're reaching for amazing for our futures here. And tomorrow really starts today. So what can you do today, right, to kickstart or jumpstart your future for tomorrow? And I would encourage all of you guys, we've got plenty of, if you're not here at TTEC today, but you're interested in a sales career, like, reach out to us. We've got TTEC jobs, right, with a bunch of amazing opportunities. Happy to, if you want to reach out to me on LinkedIn, like, we're always looking for people that, that are driven, that want to be a part of our organization. So feel free to reach out. And again, my biggest reminder to everybody, if you take anything away, I think the motto is, everything we do today is really for tomorrow. So dig in and set yourself up for success. And that starts, as top down, whether it's leaders setting up the culture of recognition or just a culture of excellence here, to all the way down to wherever you want to be in 3 to 5 years.
Alex, Travis said in the chat that he
I saw.
had to listen to the masterclass from Alex. And I think that last part really does sum it up, is everything we're doing today is building for a better future tomorrow. It's so incredibly important to understand our own personal whys and then how we can bring that into the workplace. So absolutely, Alex, you gave us a masterclass today in how we can improve our lives and the lives of the people around us. We appreciate your time. I'm so glad to meet you in real life and
Great.
be connected to you outside of our LinkedIn connections. Thank you very much for joining us today. We really appreciate you stopping in.
Well, thank you for having me. It's been amazing, and I look forward to connecting with some of you guys and talking to you guys more. So again, we'll see what the future has in store.
Awesome. Thank you, Alex. And we'll see the Platinum Club winners in 2024.
Excited for it.
Thank you very much. Have a good day. And everyone, as Alex said, we're always looking for amazing people to join TTEC. And on the theme of sales today, actually, let's talk first about our German English business development opportunity in Greece. If you'd like to be a part of Alex's organization and you happen to live in Greece, we are looking for a German English business development sales representative. It is an amazing opportunity, as Alex said, to work for a very cool brand in TTEC and for our client as well. So please head to ttechjobs.com and you can learn more about that. We also encourage you, we know we have people from all around the world here today, to come over to TTEC Jobs and check out where you may live, what opportunities are available. And if there's not something right now, please join our talent community and we can share more opportunities with you that way. If you are in the United States and you also want to continue on in your career in sales, we are looking for a proposal manager where you will have the opportunity to really help us build the success of our organization by bringing on new clients and new logos and supporting the sales team with developing proposals, assisting with demos, all the things. So if you're in the US looking for a proposal manager opportunity, we encourage you to come check it out. But those are just two of the over 500 jobs that we have on TTEC Jobs. So please come on over and visit. That's the end of our show today, everyone. We want to thank you for stopping by. As I said at the top of the show, we know you have many ways to spend your time. So we appreciate you joining the conversation here from people around the world. We also want to thank Alex for sharing his masterclass with us. I know that I am fired up. I love to be a part of a culture of recognition and love when our team recognizes each other as well. So I'll continue, don't worry, Alex, to pay it forward with my team as well here at TTEC. And if you found this a valuable conversation today, please share this episode with your network and be a part of the conversation and share some of your insights. It might be as simple as we're building everything today for our tomorrows, and it could be about finding your personal whys or implementing recognition in your one-to-one or your huddles with your teammates. Whatever it may be, once again, thanks, Alex. Thanks to each of you for joining us. And as always, thanks to the producers of this show. I appreciate you week in and week out. Everyone, we'll see you back in 2 weeks. Thanks again for joining us. Have a wonderful day wherever you are in the world.